Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream. This is a trend I would have ignored. Not like I would have ignored it, but it's already everywhere. And the things I'm about to share with you today on this stream about the death of Sylvester. The hashtag Justice for Sylvester has been trending everywhere. So, in case you're joining me, this is a live stream. And if you're watching this after the stream, I was supposed to have come live 2 hours after now, but I thought to come live much earlier to talk about this. Hello, wow, I can see a lot of people coming in to talk about this. So please tell me if my is my audio okay? I don't know because I'm trying to use this mic. I wanted to use the mic and the camera, but I don't know. So if my audio is clear, just tell me clear in the comments. Wow, I can see Rachel here. I can see Rachel Okazie. Hello, how are you doing? I can see Linda Diala. Hello, Linda. I can see Ada. I can see Ada Mega. Ada Mega, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. So in case you're watching me from because right now I'm streaming on Facebook at the same time here on YouTube. So it's so good. All right, Claire, Claire, Claire. Thank you very much. Everyone says Claire. Wow, I can see someone from Facebook here. Wow, everyone is just here. Princess God is here. Wow, you guys are really amazing. So today I have interesting facts to share with you based on all I've been. One thing that happens with trends is that when trends happen like this, new information keeps coming up. Hello, Nkechi Okonkwo. Hope you're doing good. So new things keep coming up about the situation, and I'm just here to update you on what is happening about this particular case that has been trending everywhere on social media about Sylvester's death of Dowen College. Okay, so you can see on the screen how what you are going to be discussing, very clear and simple. I might not be here longer than an hour or something, so I have to just go straight to the point and talk about all what is necessary to be talked about in this. All right. So let's dance. You want to dance? So come on. Emmanuel is saying let's dance. We are not dancing today, Emmanuel. Emmanuel on Facebook says let's dance. Not today, okay? Today we are not dancing because what has happened is very tragic and we just want to talk about it. All right. So first of all, we are going to look at eyewitness report on what happened. A kid that said something about what happened that particular night that was said to be more of like football according to what the college said. And then parents and suspects alleged. So the parents of those who have absconded or who are still at large or who have not yet been brought to book, they're going to be seeing some faces also to that, okay? Because some faces have been, would I say, posted on social media. So we are going to be looking at that. Then you're going to be looking at who is the vice principal of this school, okay? The person has been found or on social media. So we're going to be looking at that as well. Then we look at Sylvester's parents, what they have to say about the situation, which is already on Punch, newspapers, Instagram handles. So we're going to be discussing about that. And then we look at some celebrity reactions. Some celebrities I find very amazing have reacted or made videos about it. Okay, so we're going to be looking at their reactions to what has happened. Which so we have Kate Henshaw, we have Daddy Shoki, Daddy Shoki, of course. So a couple of other people as well. All right. So let me just give a quick shout out to some people I'm seeing in the comments right now. I can see Pastor Jide McGregor. How are you doing? Emmanuel. Okay, I can see Nosa. I can see um Jamainio Gunlock waiting the ground, pass dancing table. Yeah, this is not something to dance about. Okay, so welcome everyone to the live stream. It's so good to have you right here today. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so I have some slide presentations right here to show you as I talk. If I'm talking too fast, please tell me because I really talk a lot. I talk a lot. Okay, so I might talk too fast, or so if I talk too fast, just tell me and then we go on. So I'm going to be sharing a slide with you. Hello, Adekunle. Wow, it's first of all, I just want to say a very big condolence to the family. I think it's really a sad thing to lose a child of yours. I was someone also that went through a boarding school. Some of you have heard my story. I went to seminary, okay, and these were things that I don't know about you though, but I went to boarding school myself. So I've experienced that kind of life being in boarding school where you have seniors that more of like feel like and then the juniors too, they can't wait for them to become seniors tomorrow, so the cycles continue, so that you always want to feel like that sense of power when you get to the senior class. So even though these are things that those who have been to boarding school understand happens, but I never knew it would get to this point whereby we are even talking about quote and unquote allegedly cultism in college. I thought cultism was things we talked about like in university, but like college, like, you know, so it's crazy. But we are going to be looking at a couple of things about this because I can't really wrap my mind around it. But this is just to the height of it. And you can't even, if you even want to go into how much it costs to go to this kind of school, it's a different ball game entirely if you want to look at it. So that is investment there. And that is no matter how much is even spent in putting a child in that kind of school, which I think is a top tier school or something. Looking at what has happened to this child, I think it's worth talking about. It's worth sharing about. It's even a private secondary school. So, Adamega just said that. So imagine it's gonna cost a lot, and losing a child like that. And for a fact, the people that go to that school will not just be any kind of people. Okay, it's not like it's gonna be people that are to some extent financially buoyant or something. So just imagine the whole thing. But anyway, I'm gonna be looking at a couple of things right now. So I'm gonna be sharing a slide with you. I'm gonna look small on the screen while we look at the main thing I'm talking about today. So right now I'm bringing my slide on the screen. Let me take down my okay, so these are the suspects. I'm not going to show you too much. So the cousin of the person that died, that was killed, released the face of the suspect. And if you look at them, they are really young kids, they are really young people. And but for them to have this mindset or this mind of beating up a child like this, it's something else entirely, you understand. But I don't want to show them too much. Let me just go next. So this is the vice principal of the school, according to this blog I saw on Instagram, because I've been trying to get information about this. And this is the said vice principal of the school. And according to what this blog is writing about this person, like his lifestyle, and he has not even, the funny thing is that on his page on Instagram, he hasn't even posted more of like a condolence, or maybe like, knowing that something of such has happened in your school or something. He hasn't posted a picture or something to show that, okay, I'm condoling with these people that something has happened in their home or happened to their child or something. So this is a alleged vice principal of the school, according to this blog on Instagram, which I think it's all crazy. And looking at, I went through the person's page or the man's page, and it's all like it's just lifestyle here and there, flying from here to there, just more of like catching cruise with life. But let's go on. And then the next slide here, we look at two, at least a blog has posted the parents and two of the kids, or the kids that were involved in bullying this particular child to the point that he had to sustain some internal injuries and then had to lose his life in the process. Okay, so right, so this is one. I had to put the cover their eyes so it doesn't show, because they're minors, and I don't know whatever happens. I think the law might just treat them as minors and not really take it like how it's supposed to be. But the fact is that the more attention these have, I think to a great extent justice would be brought to this particular case. Okay, but going on with this, you can see this is the woman here on the left here is according to what happened, actually Gist Lover, who posted this. Gist Lover is a page on Instagram that posted, did the digging and found out the parents of some of the kids who posted this picture. This woman is alleged to be a worker in Zenith Bank, but actually Zenith Bank, she had stopped working in Zenith Bank as at the time that this post was made, or like recently. But not like she stopped working in Zenith Bank recently. She has stopped working in Zenith Bank for a long time. But when Gist Lover posted this particular picture of her and tagged Zenith Bank, telling them to suspend her and all that, Zenith Bank released a paper saying that she's not working with them anymore, and she has stopped working with them for a long time. But either ways, these are the parents. And one interesting thing is that the next profile we see here, the engineer Godwin Timile, or I don't know how to call it. The son is also involved in this particular act of beating up this boy to the point that he had to you know die in the process. He is related to the next person you're going to see on the slide, which is this particular celebrity right here. I don't know if you look at the face too well, you will know that this particular face is familiar, but not really like that famous right now, but he's still in the business of entertainment and all that. So but she allegedly has not posted anything about this particular situation, maybe because she's related one way or the other. Of course, she's related to one of the parents of the child that is involved in beating up this boy. You understand? So That's just a quick thing for you to see what is going on right here, because celebrities have come out to react about this and said a couple of things with regards to this to bring more attention to it. But to a great extent, some people are not saying something about it, maybe because they have, they know someone that knows someone that knows someone in the school. Okay. Because one thing that happens with this is like when things like this happen, what makes justice really come is when there is more attention. I've always told you guys here on the platform, attention is number one in everything. When once more attention is drawn to a particular thing, you see that those that are it with respect to that particular thing become shaky. But when once there is no attention drawn to it, it will be swept under the carpet. That's why you see a lot of people are talking about this. Okay, so when people are talking about this kind of thing like this, to a great extent, is gonna have the government attention or something. Okay, but I'm gonna be showing you a couple of things as we go on. Okay, and then the next slide here we get to look at what the parents had to say, which is they have decided that they are not going to bury their child. Are going to delay the burial of their child until justice is brought. Okay, until they get justice for what happened to their son, which I think, man, I don't know how a family would take this, but I think it's very disheartening, I must say. Okay, so that's what the parents had to say. The child is the person in the middle, and you can see the parents on the side. Okay, this is very sad. I don't even know how I'm making this video, but I wouldn't just see this trend and then let it pass by like that, because of course I analyze trends. It's not just about yeah, the suspects are teenagers, of course. Yeah, the suspects are teenagers, but it just I think Rachel, what Rachel just said something here. The suspects are teenagers. We need to remember that psychopaths are people too, and it's how serial killers are made. Of course, you're right about that. Okay, so but what I find really confusing right now at the moment is just the cover up that is going on around it. That even right now this has happened. You know, um, the children are not really like that, like they're being hidden, and the school is doing a cover up on that, following a particular narrative the child has given when he was initially, bedridden or something, and said that, oh, he was playing football, which is, we are going to be looking at an eyewitness story on that particular case right now. But what Rachel has said is right. When these are the kind of kids that sometimes, like, they grow up like this and they get into university and they become like, I don't know, maybe become like the cultists or thugs or that kind of thing. Okay, because if you can have that kind of mindset at just that age, at that age, imagine what these people will come out tomorrow and become in the. But again, we have to look at our society also as well, the music, what they're exposed to, like the people they see as role models, because all of these things get to shape the mind of the child. So what have they been watching? Are they playing video games? Are they watching movies of all these thuggery and all these, like, who are be Makwanda Ebo, that kind of thing? You understand? If you prize, you must collect, all those kind of things, because all these kind of things also influence kids' mind to feel, to act thuggery in that particular way. But we are going to be going into the actual story of what happened based on eyewitness report. So, as of now, based on Punch newspaper's release, Lagos CID has taken over the investigation. But based on the comments I'm seeing of what people are making on the page, I think to a great extent, whatever is happening or whatever investigation they're doing, everyone should be carried along, and then they should actually be public with the things that is going on with the case, because a lot of people are interested in it, and it's really become more of like a national thing. And sorry, George, I have to join you on YouTube. It's okay for me. Anyone can watch me anyway. Manuel just said okay, because some people are watching me on Facebook. So depending on wherever you're watching me, it's okay. All right. So let me go on with the trend itself. All right. So now, so despite our grief, we celebrate. And the fact is that based on this particular case right now, the funny thing, or I will not say the funny thing, but the tragic thing right now is that it's just towards his birthday, his 12th birthday. And the parents, of course, still celebrated his birthday. I saw a video of them singing happy birthday to him, and even people had to go to the front of the school to drop flowers and all that, which is, ah, man, I don't even know how am I even still talking about this? It's crazy. Like, just a day to your birthday and this happens. Like, how would the parent even feel about this? Like, it's something else. It's something else. Adam Mega says, over here in the US, you go to school on your county parents' quick attention on the boy's health. would have saved him, but we are not even and Lagos, they live in other states. So sad. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying, Adamega. But let's go on with this. So they still had to celebrate his birthday despite the fact that he's gone. Okay. We will look at a couple of other things. So this is an eyewitness report on what happened. Okay, so I'm going to be reading that to you as I get to give a commentary about it. So this message has been circulating on Instagram recently. It has been posted on Instablog, Tunde Not, a couple of other bloggers have posted about this eyewitness message on what actually happened to these young boys. So Sly or Sylvester got beat up. So let me tell you what happened according to this particular eyewitness report. So Sylvester got beat up on Saturday, 27th of November by the boys that was named, and the ringleader was Favor. So the ringleader, so it's more of like a clique. Can't get over this though. There are many cover up, of course. Yemi Lewis, there are many cover ups. So the ringleader's name is actually Favor, and then there's another Anselm, I think, and then Michael, and then Michael is more of a follower. So there are more of like three guys, main people. Favor, who is the ringleader, Anselm, then Michael is more of like the follower based on eyewitness reports. So the person says, I was in the room the day they came in. All right. So Sylvester was on his bed and we were just talking and playing on in our hostel room as usual after we cleaned. At about evening time, the senior boys came in and senior Favor, of course, it makes sense because even when I was in boarding school myself, we always call our senior this, senior Pascal, senior this, senior that kind of thing. So you could see that from this, the kid typing this is still referring to them as seniors to tell you like the amount of authority that these people have that they can control these particular kids. And this happens in boarding school in case you don't know. It happens. I was once a senior, okay? I was once a hostel prefect. I used to be when I was in school then in the seminary, I used to also be a canteen manager. So I've held positions when I was in school. So I know what it means to be called senior and all of that. So at about evening time, the senior boys came in, and senior Favor switched off the lights, and they were holding their belt with them. So they came in intentionally to molest this child. Okay, and then so continuing, they were not five but six senior boys, but I don't know who exactly was part of the beating, but I know senior Edwin. Okay, so the person is mentioning another senior that was part in the whole thing. Continuing, they beat him up and he fell from his bunk, and after they were done, they called us back to the room. So let me just read it again slowly. They beat him up and he fell from his bunk, and after they were done, they called us back to the room, and Anselm said the school rules piss him off. So one of them was saying that like this, the rules of the school is more of like pisses him off or something. And then if we snitch the way Sylvester did them, they would do even worse to us. Sylvester was still on the ground and Favor kicked his head before they left. So just imagine like you're watching a movie, yeah? A child is on his bed, maybe lying down or something. They come, they beat you from the bed. They use their belt to flog you from the bed till you fell down from your bed to the floor. And then what happens? They call out in everyone and then, hey, guys, if you snitch, this guy right now, he snitched on us. So if you ever snitch on what happened here, all of you are gonna get your own share. Capish? That kind of situation. You understand? So this is what this person is explaining as to what happened that particular night. So in the morning, all right. So in the morning, the next day, Sylvester was on his bed and he complained that he couldn't walk. So the senior called us to their room and said if we snitch, they would know, and that if they ask us what was wrong, it should say that he played football. How is it possible that Sylvester would play football at night? Because during the day everything was okay, but they came at night to beat whatever out of him. To the fact that even in the morning when he was complaining of not feeling okay, the senior still had to call those who were there. Because if I remember, when I was in school, boarding school, I think the seniors, I don't know how your school were, but my school, the seniors used to be at the extreme corners of the room, while it was like from extreme to center. We had the like how school used to be then. So the dormitory would be from extreme, the more extreme, the more seniors are, and then to the center we now have the junior ones and all of that. So they called them in and told them, hey, if you guys snitch, you guys are gonna get hot. All right. So telling them that they should say the narrative was football. Right. So let's go on. All right. So even the following morning, Sylvester went to the sick bay, and it was obvious he was beaten. And because no football can break bones, and moreover, that week we didn't have to play football or sport activities. So this person right now that was there has attested to the fact that, of course, football cannot break his bones like that, or made him have some internal injuries like he had like that way. Because normally, if you are playing football and maybe someone, the only way you can have such an injury is if someone kicks your leg, or someone kicks the ball and the ball hits you in a place that's not supposed to hit you, that kind of thing. So what is going to make it look like the way it looked in the video that has been circulating online? I can't even play that video myself because I can't even watch it myself. You understand? But anyway, I tried to explain to the principal that what happened, but they kept shutting us up. So you can see a very grand cover up right here. The kid is trying to explain to the principal what happened, and the principal was shutting them up, saying that he was, and the principal was saying, saying that he was playing football. And even before Sylvester's uncle came to pick him up, me pick him up, yeah. Me and my friend told our dumb master, Mr. Ahmed, what really happened, but they didn't want to listen to us. So you can see a very big cover up here from the top. Now, I don't know whose kids these people are, even though you have looked at their picture or something, but maybe you don't know, because school, one thing you have to know is that school also wants to protect their reputation as a school. That's why they might want to cover this thing up so that it will not affect the school's reputation. They want people to come to their schools tomorrow. So it makes logical sense why they want to cover this thing up, so that it will be as if what happened was an accident. So that tomorrow you can still carry your kids to go and enroll there. I don't know if you get the point. So it makes logical sense why the school would try to be covering this thing up, even when they know the obvious truth of what happened, that bullying has been going on in the school over time. This is just one of them that had to go way off board and get that kind of thing. So even this Mr. Ahmed, this Mr. Ahmed himself, who is more of like the dumb master, there's something, either something is wrong with his medulla or like his brain. I don't know, because you know what's up. Even when I was in school then, like when I was in secondary school then, like every dorm used to have someone that is more of like either an academic staff or non-academic staff that is in charge of a particular dormitory or something. You know, that kind of thing. So you know they have tried to get to the principal. Like principal is saying like, no, it is this that happened. It is football. And even you that you're supposed to know what's up and they're telling you and you're shutting them up, is just crazy, you know? So the person said, I can't sleep. So I decided to speak the truth. Everything Sylvester said before he died is rape. They told us he was getting withdrawn from the school. Now, this is not the first case that has happened in Dowen. They always hid and cover it up. The junior students are not always protected by the teachers or principal. If we report anonymously, they would make us suffer for reporting. So imagine, I wonder if these kids go back home and then talk to their parents about this. When I was in school myself, man, you see, one thing that made me not to even go to the major seminary myself, I would have gone to the major seminary, but those who were there, those who are, if someone is watching me on Facebook right now, they will know my story, like those who were with me back then. My teacher then, when I was writing my Latin diploma exams, that would be a license for me to be able to go to the major seminary or something. My teacher then came, and then something happened, and my teacher then bullied me to the point that I almost lost my sense of hearing, because the cane he used to flog me was directly on my ear. And at that day I ran mad, I ran psycho. So I've seen bullying firsthand in secondary schools or something, but this particular cover up right now is way like, it's all the way up. I'm telling you, it's all the way up. Let me read a couple of comments before I go on with other things here. So remember what we are covering today. We are looking at a couple of different things. So let me look at the comments right here. I can see So let me engage with some of the comments. Ezekiel said here, really sad this could happen in a prestigious schools like Dowen with such a good reputation built over the years. Really sad the school didn't even admit. Of course, it's really sad for this to happen. And then Blessing, Mr. Ahmed should be locked up, of course. Of course. Yemi said here, why haven't they picked up the principal, the kids' parents, and the dorm master? I don't know why they have not been picked up. Maybe they have been picked up, but it's not yet on the media, like officially, you understand? Because, of course, there will be influential people or maybe, that kind of thing. So those ones, they don't pick them up, they invite them. You know how Nigeria is now. You should know how Nigeria is, of course, because the parents are rich and connected. I guess this is why everyone is calling for justice, given the useless system of Nigeria itself. I don't even want to go into the way Nigeria itself, like it's a different thing entirely. These boys came with intent to cause harm and should be treated like adults. You see, but when it comes to the law is always what it is. They're underage, but their brain has gone somewhere else. The law will still treat them like that, of course. So even when as we are calling justice for Sylvester and all that, like what kind of justice would happen? So heartbroken. God in heaven will destroy all of them. Take it easy, take it easy. We have been, if you watch the video of when the boy himself was, when they were trying to tend for him, the parents were still praying, and I'm like, this is a critical thing. You should just take to the hospital or something, even though that happened. But I was seeing when they were touching him and they were saying, those that were touching him and other were saying, it shall never be well with those people that did this to you, blah blah blah. Some things is beyond just sitting down and me now. If motor jam me for road, I fall for ground. Don't come down, come and pray for me. When they take me to the hospital, take me to emergency or that kind of thing. Because, but I get your point, Blessing, of course. You get, but when it comes to things like this, it's something critical. Maybe later we can now talk about the whole praying and whatever. But we should just attend. If this boy was attended to, because people have come out with different theories about this. Okay, because of even the bleeding that was coming out of his mouth, people have come out with different theories. Someone was saying that maybe it was STI, different things. But we'll look at a couple of things as we go on. Okay. Yemi Louis says here, it's so disheartening. Of course, it's disheartening. Rachel says, there are crimes you commit as a teenager that the law looks at in the light of an adult. You're very right about that, Rachel. Okay. So I think that is it for the slides. Okay. So I think let me come back to the screen right now. So yeah, of course, it's a pure, like it is premeditated. All of this, what happened is very very much meditated. Okay, I think their intent was just for them to show the guy what's up, or show the guy that, so you don't mess with us or something. But it now went over. Just imagine how many people beating one person. If it's one person to one person, it's okay, but taking a crew to go and beat a little child that cannot even beat one person, it's just crazy. If it was just one person beating him, maybe the guy would have learned his lesson and whatever. But I'm not yet justifying the fact that it is okay for him to be beaten like that. You understand? But okay, now let's look at. I know some of you might have seen this video before, but let's look at what the parents had to say. Just for those who might not have seen the video before, what the parent had to say about that, and then yeah, while I'll just be on the background, and then we talk. I'll talk after this particular clip. Okay.
There are other schools, but 4 of them, when I sent to that school.
Okay.
What happened was that I sent 4 of them to that school. The rest ones went to Benedict and other schools, but 4 of them, when I sent to that school. Now, sometime October, before then, we've been experiencing so many things. If you get this boy 50,000 naira provision, it doesn't take him 1 week.
I don't. Can you guys hear what he's saying? Can you guys hear what the father is saying? I don't know if you can hear. Just tell me you can, because I can't really tell. I can hear from here. I don't know if you can hear from where you're watching, even though it's kind of like the picture quality is not clear. But I don't know if you can hear what the father is saying from where you are. If you can hear, just say yes, and I can continue playing. If not, I might just stop playing it or something. If you can hear, just tell me yes, you can, and then we continue. I'm not getting any comments. Maybe it's lagging behind or something. Okay, you can. All right. Okay.
But he will refuse to talk what is happening to his provision. They asked him, have you seen your sister's private parts? Nakedness. He said, no. They're my sisters. How can I see their nakedness? Then they started beating him. That Unless he said, he should tell them he has seen their private part. That's the only way they will stop beating him. So you have to agree, yes, I've seen their nakedness. So one of these boys, what's his name? The Favor, is in the same class with you, the same set with this my daughter. It wasn't the one who informed you that your sister said, your brother said he has seen the private part.
Yes, it was the one that told me.
The same boy that threatened him to say he has seen his sister's private went to the sister. This was the number I said, he has seen your private part. Your nakedness. That was why she wanted to beat her younger brother. So when the boy and I explained, she left him. So when they came to the house during the meeting, they brought up this matter. I said, okay, my senior son who is in London now, Kenneth, his name is Kenneth. And I went to the school, called the school authorities, and I explained to them. According to them, they invited these boys. They even told us they suspended them. This same boy. So after the meet and greet, all of them went back to school. That was the first incident. But this one that happened last weekend. Because on Monday, it was a nurse from the sick bay that called. A nurse, not even the school authorities.
Okay. So that was it. Now, the next video I'm going to play to you is going to be a reaction of some a celebrity about the situation. But you could see how the father was talking about or mentioning the name of the ringleader Favor, who was more of like the main person that has been on this boy's case, to the point that it had to take the brother from London, and like it's so crazy. I would say it's so crazy. Now, let me even show you. I think I could show you, because the daughter of the owner of this, okay, maybe we'll talk about that later, but let's look at some reaction of some celebrities about that. This is what Daddy Shoki, Daddy Shoki, if you're old timer, older people will know who Daddy Shoki is, except for younger people who will not know. But let's see what he had to say about the situation.
You carry am run. That pikin wey you think say you dey defend from wetin he do wey wrong, na him go come back come kill you, because you no take time to correct that pikin or make sure say that pikin get correction for wetin do wey wrong. You think say na the best thing to do? Na that pikin go come back come kill you.
Okay, so that's what Daddy Shoki had to say, because the alleged, or what I say, the news is that the kids were actually involved in this particular act have absconded, or maybe that being hidden by their parents, or some is alleged that the kids have been flown away from the country and a couple of other things. So that's what Daddy Shoki had to say, that those kids, if they're not allowed, or if they don't allow them to be corrected, the same parents would have to fall under their wrath. We don't know tomorrow, but that's what he had to say about that. Then the next person right now I have here is Keten Shaw, because there has been this kind of like tussle on the internet because she hadn't reacted earlier on. So many celebrities started calling her out, and normal fans started tagging her and saying that, oh, a couple of things that she's keeping quiet, like the other celebrity that is related to one of the school owners or something. So she had something to say about that. And then let's take a close look at that also. And let me put that on the screen.
So yesterday, I could only manage one post on my page because I'm on location filming. Just got on set now. Went on Twitter to complain about the traffic coming to this end, because for me, once you pass Aja, you're out of Lagos. Okay, and I tweeted that, and then I was seeing all sorts of, stuff, but I wasn't too sure what was going on. I carried on with my work. and then got back on there. Because Twitter is where most of you have run away from. I know they can be very verbose and vociferous in their communication, but that is where I get information real time. And so I saw a boy being carried, and I'm like, oh, what could have happened? Another child, not knowing much about what was going on, went back to work. And then I think I went back to check. The network here on this side is a bit iffy. And I could see something about a child, a 12
I think I'm not having a good reception
and then,
here.
Football. Like, what's going on? It was later on when we were filming. I was even having a discussion with my director and another colleague, Choma, and we were talking about. She said, "Oh, I just saw the video, and the boy his lips are red and bleeding. Definitely internal bleeding because there was no injury on the outside of his body." And I heard something about football. I'm like, how can football cause this? And the director was even having a very serious discussion, like, what's the punishment for this crime? I'm like, if there are children involved, they must be sent to juvenile detention or something, or the parents, definitely the parents. And then I finally got home so late, checked on Twitter again. That's when I found that there was a Facebook interview of the father of Sylvester online, and I watched everything with his two sisters by the side of the father, and how, you know, the school said it was football and that they should come take him home. A nurse called the parents and all of that. And in all of that, I want to just ask all of you who feel you have the right to tag me and throw insults, that you cannot be selective in your call-outs. Your outrage is so hypocritical and insipid. Okay? What are you calling me out for? A few years ago, when a school teacher raped a 2-year-old girl in Chrisland School, I posted the picture. After asking questions and getting the right information from Mirabel Center, the guy threatened to sue me, and I had to speak to Dr. Chidi Odinkalu to find out my options. And he said, oh, don't worry about anything. You will just foam at the mouth, calling names. For what? You choose when and when not to speak out. I choose to speak out every time. And it's not for you to tell me or to tag me in some meaningless post. And this cloud chasing wannabe blogger, he's saying, I'm scrolling through celebrity pages. Oh, please scroll through my page. Scroll. You will see the man's picture there.
Now, in case you don't know, who she's referring to, she's talking about Obi Franklin, who, you know, was outraging about the whole thing and then was saying that some celebrities are not posting about this. So people started tagging her and a couple of other celebrities they feel are not posting about this. Okay, so that's what's happened. That's what she's talking about right now. Okay, but let's take a look at what she's saying.
You people, I didn't hear your voice. Thank God for judiciary. Even though they are laxing some things or most things, when it comes to rape, molestation, domestic violence, I'll give them tops. I'll score them top notch. A girl in Abuja, 14-year-old, raped and killed with a used condom found in her. Where's your outrage? Deeper Life School in Uyo, where a boy that was sent to boarding school came back ill, looking like a broomstick. His mother was up and down, shouting everywhere. Where was your outrage? You have the guts to tag me. So I'm disappointed in you. Are disappointed in yourself. You cannot choose when and when not to speak. You cannot choose. Your outrage has to be seamless. Your faves, they're there. You have not gone to their page. You are tagging Kate Henshaw. Are you okay? No, are you okay? I'm coming. You choose when and when not to speak. Because it suits you. That teacher from Christian school is now in jail. Scroll through my page, go years back, you will see his picture there. You're fake, up and down. You demand better of leaders. You demand better of school authorities. And I think the school was a bit hasty to say it was football. Yes, maybe the boy said football because he was afraid of what was said to him, that if he tells the truth, something will happen to him. So we have to keep pressing and pressing, especially when you see those kind of injuries. And you're tagging me. Today he would have been 12. If we have structures in place, systems at work, laws that bite, we won't have to be shouting at every single thing. It was adults before, now it's children that are at stake. Parents, I don't know how you are bringing up your children. Some of you know the parents of these boys who committed this atrocity, who killed this young boy. Some of you know them. Some of you wine and dine with them. The rumor now is that, oh, one is out of the country. Somehow they've escaped. The school knows the parents. And the parents of other children in that school, what are people doing? Then I found out that the school has disabled comments. What are you disabling comments for? Something has happened. People are concerned. You are disabling comments on your page. When it's time to elect leaders who have gumption, who have guts, policymakers, because all these things dovetail into, it just, everything follows. Everything follows. Comes like a pack of cards that has fallen when you don't elect the right people to do the right thing. Laws, policymakers, because all this thing is from there. You're tagging me. There must be justice for every child who has died in whatever situation. They've been sent to school and they come back dead. Millions of money spent on tuition. I went to boarding school. I don't think there was killing then. Yes, there was bullying, but I didn't see it that much. You cut grass, V-shape, which is endless. You can cut till tomorrow. You wash toilets. Wash seniors' underwear. Not bullying, beating, kicking, drinking. I mean, come on. Only an autopsy will reveal the truth of what happened to that boy. Only consistent call-outs, consistent election of the right people in the right places. That will take care of all of us, not just some of us.
Okay, so I don't know if you listened what she said, and she's spoken. I think she's spoken, even though she was reacting to the way um she was called out for not having spoken about this earlier. But of course, she was busy. She had work to do or something. But at least what she's spoken, I think, is just she's just spoken the right thing about the whole situation. Like, you know, it's what happened. It's indeed is only an right now. There are a lot of stories about it. But if there could be an autopsy, that could really tell the truth of really what happened. But those involved, the Favor, the Ahmed, the Michael, the kids that were involved in this particular attack on this boy, at least they should be somewhere reachable. Not now that news are there that the kids themselves, uh, you know, are somewhere. Some have said that some have left the country and all that. But of course, the parents themselves would know the tendencies of their kid, whether you like it or not. Like, I don't know, some of you that are watching me, some of you are parents. You know that some things that you hear that your child did, you know that your child can do this kind of thing. Whether you like it or not, you know. Like, so for the parents to even be hiding, of course, autopsy in Nigeria can be a fraud. Um, that I just said, Pat, yeah, but welcome. Uh, the body shame her for so long time that teacher join hands. Makes sense. Pat Yaba says, you see all those kids and their parents these days, they will not train their kids well, and the kids will end up in the problem. Of course, That's the thing, because from the way I look at it, like the parents themselves, for them to be shielding their children to a great extent, they know the tendencies of their children. And all of this it will come from an understanding of what they know about what the child itself he himself can do. You get, but in the end, the children, of course, are underage for them to be really facing the law or something. But there has to be a way to go around this. If not, the fact is that bullying like this happens in schools a whole lot. But if this could be more of like an example or something, maybe to. But the fact is that life has been lost. Had it been life was not lost, it could have been something that more of like people would be more of like, oh, it's one bully that happened, is normal, and then it's swept under the carpet. But this time around, a life has been lost, which is something very disheartening to see happen. You get, that's why I would understand why Daddy Shoki would sound like this when he said, um, and that what Daddy Shoki here said, I think I like what he said here.
You carry am run. Dat pikin wey you think say you dey defend from wetin e do wey wrong, na im go come back come kill you because you no take time to correct dat pikin or make sure say dat pikin get correction for wetin do wey wrong. You think say na the best thing to do? Na dat pikin go come back come kill you.
So I understand what Daddy Shoki is saying here. Pat says Nigerian parents can cover their kids. Of course, like it's normal. It's at like it's really a parents kind of thing that parents will try to cover up for their kids. You understand? So it's but for them to send their kids abroad, I don't know if that is true, but if that is true, that is crazy. That is them being aiding like that, aiding to crime. For you to fly your child abroad after a crime has been committed, that is you are even pushing the kid the more or something. And Rachel, they're not underage to face the law. That makes sense. That makes sense. I think I would have to talk to my sister who is a lawyer to know what's up. But I think you have a point there as well. So looking at this particular situation right now, if I'm to give an objective opinion about what I can see right now happening on this particular case, it's just been trending everywhere on Twitter, justice for Sylvester, Facebook, the same thing, even on Instagram. So I've just been trying to wrap my head around it and see um on all of what I've shared with you from the beginning of this particular live stream, from who the kids are, their parents, how they're related to celebrities, a couple of other things. You can see it right now that there is actually a big cover up here. Now, analyzing the school itself as an institution, it makes sense why they themselves would be trying to cover this thing up, because it's a bad rep for the school. You understand? That's why they are trying to push the narrative. The funny thing is that they are following the narrative of these boys. The boys themselves were the one that came up with the idea that, hey, if they ask you guys what happened, say that what happened was that he was playing football, you were playing football. And the funny thing is that the school themselves take this narrative and are owning up that narrative when they release their statement. And they say that the boy himself was like, how is it possible? If it's that, the thing is that if it is the school themselves that came up with the narrative, you will now say, okay, the school themselves are trying to really, really cover up this. But the school are trying to play dumb, that they cannot see from the facts of the case that this cannot be football. The school are trying to play dumb. You understand? So right now they're taking the narrative of the boy, which maybe he said out of fear, or the narrative of based on eyewitness that was there. Because come on, you are in school and these guys came and threatened you, so you have to say you are afraid to talk or say the truth. I don't know if you get the point. So the funny thing is that why would the school take the narrative of these boys? Why would they take the narrative of these boys to be the narrative of the situation, that it was football? And those principals, those housemasters, their brain is not working enough for them to look at the person that is going through this injury to know that this cannot be a football injury. Even if it's a football injury, like they are saying, what kind of football injury? That you are running and someone kicks your leg, you fall, based on the symptoms they can see the person displaying. And if it was just a football injury, what is a junior what is a junior student doing playing football on the same field with a senior student? Some things don't make. I don't even know how the school, how their brain is working. I don't know if you're getting what will what of course, Yemi, you are right. The principal might be protecting someone that is very known. What would make the school even think in their medulla that a child like that of that particular junior class will be playing football with someone that is in the senior class if they are believing the narrative that it was because of football that this particular child got injuries? Just does it make sense? Did any of the child's mates come and say, "Oh, we were playing football with him, and that was when he something happened to him"? And the school would not say that they don't know this. Let us even go to let's go to the slides again. For those who, some of you might be coming in much later. Let's look at a couple of things in the slides. Okay, this is the eyewitness report. Let's go back to the beginning so you even see who the vice principal is. Okay, so this is the vice principal. This is the vice principal of the school. This is a vice. Even I don't want to start analyzing his because from what I'm reading right here, it says here, based on what is here on the information about the vice principal, Ni Olusesi, vice principal of Dowen College. There have been multiple reports of his reckless acts and wickedness in his discharge of duty. Many students and parents have testified to his insensitive and cruel character. This is a vice principal of a school. It's disheartening to see that up till now he has not deemed it fit to sympathize with the family of the department child that died under his custody and the school administrator. As a school administrator, his Instagram is filled with all his affluent life and travels. We are watching, digging deep for more, for digging deep mode activated. That's what is according to this blog on Instagram, which I follow. So you can see, even on his Instagram page, he has not even posted about the news of what has happened in his own school to show you how deep this thing is. This door is not normal. It's like it is very deep. Of course, some people that are trying to protect some people in this particular situation. And whatever the child, of course, what part is saying here, whatever the child said during at his dying moment is true 100%, because at that point, what are you lying for? But the funny thing is that the school, they intentionally decided to stop using their brain and then took that narrative of the fact that he was playing football. Of course, he was under duress at that time because you don't know whether the senior will come. Do you know what it means? Some people may not really understand, but if you have gone through boarding school, day students may not understand. Even day students used to go through bullying. Me, I went to boarding school with 6 years of my life in the same right, so I understand what it means for you to be in the four walls of the same school with your seniors, because they will tell you your parents will come and go, your father and your mother, they will come and go, but we are here with you. They will not come and save you when your parents are gone. So you can imagine that. So him being now with his parents, he now told the parents the truth. And eyewitness report, like we have looked at right now, have narrated the exact same thing he said before he died, that he was being beaten by fellow students that were his seniors. But the school were very stupid for them themselves to believe that it was football. What would this child be playing? How can a junior student and a senior student be playing football on the same field? How is that possible if they're believing that particular narrative? Hello, Sharon Davis. Hope you're doing good. Angeline says, such cases, if it happens in Saudi Arabia and parents hide the child, both parents and children involved will be hung and executed in public. Of course, in Saudi Arabia, it's not toko area. Not like we that we over Christianize things, or them there may be Sharia or something, I guess. But I understand what you're saying, Angeline. Hello, Dora. Hope you're doing good. Pat says, the school knows the truth and they're trying to protect the cap. Of course, the school knows the truth. Look at the vice principal here. On his page, he has not even posted though. Oga vice principal has not posted about the situation. The school themselves have disabled the comment section on their Instagram handle, because people will, of course, now people will go there and be commenting. You understand? I think I should even share. There's a video circulating of the what is it called? Let me take a close look at it again. It's on my computer. Let me get to show you, because some of these things, like, if people are not talking about it right now, or maybe getting the attention on this particular case, it will, of course, it will be swept under the carpet, of course. All right. So I'm trying to bring up a picture of someone that who is the daughter of the owners of this particular school. Okay, so let me I can get to share that with you so you get to see. But it's just crazy. It's crazy. So let me share. Of course, according to what is being said here, it's as if it's people have said that he's very, he's wicked or something. That's why. But a couple of things have been shared. But I'm trying to bring up some things here so you get to see a couple of things that have been circulating on the media about this particular case. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to be showing right now is a picture. Let me try to share the screen for you to see. Share screen, so you get to see what I'm talking about, because I like to show you things when I'm talking. I don't just like to talk. Okay. But anyway, welcome to everyone that is here on the live stream. It's so good to have you right here. I'm just trying to fix a couple of things. Okay. All right. So right now, the screen you're seeing right now is, let me remove this comment. The screen you're seeing right now is the daughter of the school, the owner of the school. Okay, because when things like this happen, people know how to dig. So I saw this on a blog on Instagram, sharing about like the family of those who own the school, and them not really saying nothing. They have actually deactivated their Instagram page, which is something else entirely. So they don't really want to talk about it or bring attention to it. So this lady you see right here, the Lemmy Philip, okay, I don't know why they had to write and the wicked husband, but the fact is that this is the family that more of like owns the school. So this is the daughter of the owner of the school. Of course, the owner of the school will be more of like old school, so he's not really on social media like that. But this is the daughter of the owner of the school. We have seen the vice principal, who is on Instagram but hasn't posted about the thing. Okay. So the next video you're going to see right now is going to be like there was a time that the school, they wanted to demolish, there was a construction the school was doing. So the government of Lagos State wanted to demolish it, and then this daughter made a video with respect. Was it the daughter? But let's get to look at the video together. Okay. Let me share my screen, and then because I had to see, like, I was just going through the internet to just see what it is people are talking about this. So let me share something else here with you, which I think is really interesting, as I get to explain about it as well. All right. So this is when they had planned, they wanted to demolish the school in sometime in the past. Okay. So, and this is a video that the Lemmy Philip herself, the daughter of the owner of the school, was making with respect to that when they wanted to demolish a particular construction the school was doing sometime in the past. Okay, so let's get to look at it together, and then yeah.
And I'm here in front of Dowen College Student. So what you can see is the government, Governor Body and his people, have randomly just shown up and decided to demolish the pedestrian bridge that the children use. Here are the facts. At least for over 5 years, the school has petitioned the government, who gave them the permit to build the bridge in the first place, by the way, to allow us to build the pedestrian bridge. Somehow they sent threats and said they wanted to demolish it because they suddenly decided that this was going to be a two-way road. This school has been law-abiding, never broken any rules, and have paid their taxes. For over 20 years, have raised exemplary children that have gone around the world and come back to Nigeria also to contribute to the community. So my question is this: why does the government go out of its way to frustrate honest businesses in Nigeria.
Okay, so the video you just watched right now, let me put myself back on the screen. So this video you just saw right now is a video of the daughter of the owner of the school back in the day when Governor Ambode was trying to not destroy the structure, but a particular pedestrian bridge they were constructing in front of the school because they had wanted the government had a plan to make that particular road a dual kind of road. Okay, so people, because of this particular situation, people have been trying to find out who are the owners or who are the people in the helms of that particular school's affairs, like the board or something. Okay, and they got to find out the daughter of the owner of the school. And then, but as I'm talking to you right now, I think she had deactivated her Instagram page because, of course, Nigerians now, they will drag you. Nigerians, if you just do anyhow, if they want to drag you, they will drag you everywhere. And people have been dragging her, dragging the vice principal, dragging celebrities that might have a link or know people that are in that school and they are not even speaking or using their platform to talk about it. So the case, this matter, I go just talk say this matter long the way e dey, you get. But the wetin don happen be say, make I speak pidgin. Wetin don happen be say, oga don, that kid has lost his life. The best that I can say would should happen right now is justice to be brought, and not just saying justice, those particular kids that were involved in this, those kids themselves, because this is something very intentional. It's not as if they were under any influence of whatever, blah blah blah. It's a very intentional act. Maybe they did not intend to kill him, but the way they together gather and beat him or something, at least there should be some form of, and the parents of these particular kids themselves should be, they should also look into the parents of these kids, how they would just, you know, let their child grow up like this, or if they don't even have an idea that their children have this particular kind of tendencies. I don't know, but parents themselves most times know their kids and what they can do. And if the parents themselves are hiding and shielding their kids, which is a normal thing a parent would do for a fact, okay, parents would always protect their kids, whether they say monkey no fine but in mama like her. You understand? So parents normally, it's a normal thing that they would be very protective of their own kids, of their offspring, so that, oh, nothing will happen to my kid or something. But in this particular case, someone's child is 6 feet at the moment. So of course, if they do an autopsy will prove if what happened itself is actually the narrative we have right now. Okay, but based on video evidence of what happened, if they intend to kill, how come they, yeah, that particular notion of them giving, you see, you are right there. But the thing is that it's they gave him something to drink, according to what the news is saying. I just read something Precious said that if they intend to kill, how come they gave him poison? You're right, but there's what is on the media is that he was given a liquid to drink. We don't know if it's poison. That's why an autopsy would be a good thing to do. An autopsy would be a good thing to do to know if it's actually quote and unquote poison or something. You understand? But based on the video evidence we have, it's there were a lot of internal injuries based on the way the guy himself, the kid himself, was beaten by these by these boys. Yeah, I get what you were saying, so you don't have to write it again, Precious. But I understand. So I just thought to come live and talk about this because I think this is just a trend I will not just see and pass by like that. We've looked at the parents, okay, of some of the kids based on what have been released on the internet, and some are at large, and it's the whole thing. It just the whole thing is crazy, I would say. Yeah, what about his lips? You're right. His lips, the way his lips went from black to red, and then it was like it was bleeding. Whatever he was given, the thing is that I only speak. If you know me on the platform here, I only speak with facts. Okay, it's alleged that he was given something to drink. You understand? Someone else came as quote and unquote a medical whatever, made a post that I saw on Gossip Mill saying that it could have been maybe some form of, he called it, is it, he called it a particular disease. All these I don't know what they call them, these medical people. He was saying some long post like that, but relating the whole thing to being STI, is it syphilis or something? He was saying something like that, syphilis or whatever. But there are a lot of stories around this, okay? But the one thing that cannot be neglected or negated in this particular story is that he was beaten up, he was bullied. Not something that just happened once, it's been happening over time. And the parents confirmed it when they spoke about the situation of, their child going through this with this particular, uh, quote and unquote group of boys. So please, if you are watching me and you are a parent, there's now going to be more of like, okay, is it better to send your child to a day school, or is it better for your child to be in boarding school? Some celebrities have come out and say, why will you send your child to boarding school? Is it that you don't have time for them to go to school from home? That kind of thing. But it's just, the whole thing is just me. I'm a product of a boarding school. Some people went through boarding school, you understand. Day school students may not really understand what is going on, but those who had been to boarding school understand this particular situation. uh what is Please, if any of the children flew out, can you tell me which part of abroad? I would personally take this case of myself. As at this point right now, it's not clear where any of the child flew out, but based on what is circulating out there, they say one of the child has been flown out of the country. But for that to even happen, for a parent to do that, it's a clear evidence that they know that this child can't do this, and the parent themselves should be the one to be brought to book. And this one, you will not say underage or whatever, because you're trying to let the person um you know slip away from the law, that kind of thing. So I think it's a good thing I talked about this. And I just have to share my opinion based on what I've seen happening on the internet. So this is our vice principal. Oga, this your face. Why they look so? You need, I don't know, but the way I'm looking at it, I just pray that the law would take its course in this particular situation. So we've looked at a couple of things right here on today's live stream. I pray Nigeria will for once handle this case. You know Nigeria, ba? Should be Nigeria. Right now, it's more of like, it's wild. Everyone is talking about this, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you'll know what happens along the line. You understand? Okay, you don't know who those kids are or something, but for a fact, that school has been in existence for over at least 2 decades, if I'm not mistaken. You understand? And you cannot even imagine how many alumni that are from there who might also be in, I don't know if they're in high places or something. I'm just saying. You understand? So there might be, if what we have looked at here is a high level cover up from the top. Because for the school, like Kate Henshaw said, the school was so much in a rush to release a press statement saying that it was football the guy was playing. You understand? When logically it doesn't make sense. If he was playing football, he must have been playing football with a couple of friends. Who are the friends he was playing football with? You understand? Would he be playing football with his own seniors? That is crazy to even assume. Okay. If he was playing football, at what time was he playing football? What time did the child admitted? He was beaten up at night. The next morning he wasn't feeling okay, and then he had to be taken to the clinic or something. So at what point was he playing football? Or okay, after playing football, he went back, slept, and then when he woke up, he started feeling pain. Doesn't make sense. Pain to the extent that the body was looking so much like so manhunt, like the way the body was looking. Of course, if he was being flogged with belts, like according to the story, they came in with belts and were flogging him to the point that he fell. Imagine falling from your bunk. I just hope it's not like, when I was in school, then we had three. No, we had two, of course. Yeah, we had two bunks. So imagine falling from the top bunk down. Just imagine. Imagine falling from the top bunk down. You are finished, oh, without someone holding you. And according to the eyewitness story we looked at, when the main favor, the ringleader himself was leaving, he still kicked him on the head. You understand? Not be like some of us, me like maybe say me, I get coconut head. We say, you fit beat me, do me anyhow like this. Look, I still there like stone. Maybe say I don't they move. But some people are just soft and fragile. Maybe say if you just touch them one like this, they don't fall down for ground. So imagine three people or more beating up this boy. And what the father was saying about the situation was, how they used to ask him, "Have you seen your sister's nakedness? Have you look at the if for them to be even asking him those kind of questions, more of like intimidating him or something." You can imagine these kids what they have been exposed to or how their minds work, or they might be kids, but their minds are very mature. Their minds are very, would I say their minds are old or something, you know? So the whole story is not even adding up based on what narrative the school are giving. But I'm just imagining how they sat down, how the school sat down and they were typing this press statement saying that it was football according to what like how their brain, how is it working? If they're saying that it is football according to maybe what the child said, maybe out of fear when it happened, or when the authorities came into it because he doesn't want them to beat him anymore, they would have said, okay, he was playing football from this time to this time, and then somebody kicked the football and the ball fly from somewhere, peer and hit him boy on the head, and the ball fly again and hit him boy on the stomach. And after playing football, he went back to his room. They would have told the story of what happened instead of them to come and say. And if you look at the eyewitness report we looked at, even when those that were there, the kids that were there, were trying to tell the masters that, hey, he was beaten up, they were shutting them up. The school authorities were shutting up these people that were eyewitness to when this boy was beaten. And then they just decided that they just want to take that narrative that this what happened is what is football playing. Even they even look the picking side, they wonder how was he, I don't know, how was he playing football? Was he goalkeeper? Was he midfielder? Was he striker? You understand? Because even if people have been playing football for years, we have them, Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, all of them. They never get this kind of injury, maybe say go kill them. Even the school themselves, they don't even have brain inside their head. A whole school. If the authorities of the school like this one now that is vice principal, if the authorities of a school like this do not have brain inside their head and they come out and release that kind of statement, is it not stupidity? It's not stupid for the school themselves. Like, it's crazy. Just look at if someone, when they just say football, just sit down in your head and just imagine. Okay, if you are playing football, at least more than one person is playing football. No be so. Who were those that were playing football with him? Oh yeah, the school, even before they sit down and release that nonsense statement they release, they could have said, okay, now this boy talks to him play football. Yeah, all of them come out to. How many people been they play football with Sylvester? Oh yeah, make una come, make una come identify on ourselves, make we see. They don't do that one, no. But they were very quick to release the press statement saying that it was football according to. So if they tell you it's not football, even if the boy tell you it's not football, we go call out those who play football with them. Una we play football with them. How it take happen? Where we say una play football in con day like this in this condition. Which kind of football una play? Na stone football are being una play rock ball or what? What were you people playing? Who were those playing it? And if it was football, why would you be there and then some of your students have according to news have left the country? They no go come school again. Kiniko. I don't know if you are getting the point. So it makes no logical sense that the boy was playing football and you see him in that condition and you believe as a school authority that he was playing football, even without reasoning with your head. I can now imagine if you are now raising kids that are blockhead, that even this you that you are principal and vice principal and school admin, that your brain is not working. But I know what they're really working at is just to build, to maintain a reputation. But in this particular case, they have just shown that they themselves are doing a big cover up. They're brainless to believe that it was football that the guy was playing, to be looking in the condition they saw him. Crazy indeed. But this is Nigeria that we are now, Abi. Because everybody in Nigeria is stupid that they cannot think for themselves and see between the lines that it is not what it is. See our vice principal now, even on his Instagram page, no post, no post. Thank you very much, Yemi. Jenny Love says the school failed to maintain the reputation they have built all these years. They could have simply said they will investigate the matter. Very good. They could have said that instead of them just quoting taking the narrative without even thinking with their head, without even using their brain, and then boom, they post it out there that the boy was playing football and what happened, Kinikiniko. They could have called out those he was playing football with. Do you play football alone? Does a tree stand alone to become a forest? I don't know. Say they talk say if you lick draw soup, eh? If you thief meat for draw soup, if person thief meat for draw soup, to find person wey thief that meat no hard now. For you to follow the line for that draw soup, it always leave trace to where the meat don't go. With what has happened to this boy now, if that to trace back to how the whole thing happened, they can always use their brain to investigate how far, and you just copy waiting the boy talk. And according to what we looked at here, those who were eyewitnesses, they were trying to tell them that hey, they beat him, or they say they were even shutting the person up. So the whole situation is just crazy. But anyway, Nigeria we day. Nigeria we day. The school simply lied, of course. What you are saying, Yemi Lewis, what you're saying is true. The school, they simply lied about the situation. But right now we have seen that the government has the so these are the suspects. I don't want to show their face too much because they're minors or something, but the parents, this is one of the father of the kid, and then the child at the top. Then this is one of the mother here. The child here is left with one person, but this is what is out there on the blogs with regards to who the parents are and who the kids are. Yeah, so this is one of the celebrities that have been said to be related to one of the parents of the kid, and she hasn't really talked about the situation. And we looked at all of this. So the father had vowed not to bury the child till, or delay the burial of a child till they get justice for what happened. So a couple of things had been trending online, and then of course the CID would take over the investigation, or they have taken over the investigation. So the police is working on it, but I hope they keep everything public and not exclusive. Of course, it was a boy's birthday. So I'm just going over the slides we looked at already before I go over live stream. It was a boy's birthday, and the birthday was still celebrated because they had to, they sang birthday songs to him, took flowers to the front of the school and all of that. Anyway, so we looked at this particular message that was sent by the eyewitness who was there when it happened. Okay, so we looked at this. Okay, I want to look at it again because we looked at it from the beginning. So I think that will be it for today's live. And right here is 12:54 a.m. in China. So I'm already in Monday. Some of you, I don't know, some of you are still in Sunday, but I'm already in Monday because China here is ahead of every other country with respect to time zone. So I think it should be time for me to go to bed. Yeah. I feel okay. Let me read some of your comments. So Jenny Love says here, but I feel if he was rushed to the hospital for medical care immediately, maybe the case might have been different, and that might have helped confirm what we took. Yes, of course, of course. You see, that's why when I saw the video, Jenny Love, when I saw the video that I saw a video of him lying on the bed, and some people were touching him, and as if they were trying to massage his body or something, and they were saying, God will never do this, it will never be well for those who did this to you, all those kini. I was like, what is this? Like, this is not a prayer, it's not a prayer matter. You understand? This is not a prayer kinio. Like, when something like this happens, you even if it means going to the best hospital, like, it's not time for you to be doing face aid. Though there are some things that are not face aid. I grew up like my mom is someone that if something, even if small thing do me like this, of course she'll first of all do her own, give me all the to go medicines she has. But the next thing, if it just gets as if it's getting worse, the next thing is hospital straight. You understand? So from what I saw on the internet, it's as if it was like from the clinic to his home or something. Okay, but if it was really taken seriously, I don't know if it was taken seriously like that. I think it would have been a different story today. You know, of course, it's painful that a little boy just went like that. It's so painful that he lost his life for nothing. But what you are saying here, Yemi, is right. Also, it's just negligence on a lot of people's part. But anyway, it happened. Is that it's happened. We'll look at a couple of other things happening. Some of you have been asking me, "Oh, George, what happened with Suleiman's case?" Suleiman's case is still on the works. Okay, a lot of things. A lot of audios have been released. I think there's more to the story we don't know. Of course, the OG, there's more to the story. Of course, there is a lot of things to the story that we don't know. For the fact that the main suspect themselves have not been brought to book, for the fact that the main suspects themselves have not been brought to book is already questionable about this whole thing. For the fact that they have not been brought to book is questionable. Okay, the three cases that are really significant in this particular case. So there's a lot more to it, and we hope to see more information coming out about this particular situation. But it's Nigeria for you. Uh, so I don't know if I will make a video again about this, but I had to talk about it since it's trending, just to give my opinion about the whole thing. A lot of mix up here and there. The press statements by the school, the statement they release doesn't add up, doesn't show that they have brains working in their head because of the situation at hand. I don't know whether some people don't even think sometimes when they release something. Maybe I'm not the only one that thinks, but me, I think also before I put out things out there. That's why I had to sit down and organize this live stream the way it is before we had to, talk about the situation. Uh, a couple of other things are still in the works for videos I want to, really analyze and, think through about them. I just uploaded a video today. Some of you might not have seen it, about someone that said that Jesus was speaking through him, or that Jesus took possession of his body. So if you haven't watched that video, it's right here on the channel. I uploaded it today. So I was just asking questions over there. So you might just check out to see it. About Suleiman's case, it's coming up also very soon, because I have to take time to analyze all the audios that are out there about him, and then look at on each side what is going on, if there is some manipulation, because I think everyone is manipulative in this particular case of Suleiman. A couple of other things I'm still working on. So just to give you an update on things that are coming later on the channel. But it's so good to have you guys here. Uh this this stream right now is both on Facebook and here on YouTube. So either ways, if you are watching me from Facebook, hello. If you're watching me from YouTube here, what's up? Okay, so I'm everywhere. Damiel George, it's so good to have you. So thank you everyone for being right here. I appreciate you all. Those of you that have been active in the comments: Yemi Lewis, Anna Jojo, Jenny Love. I can remember some names: Pat Eyaba, Dora Benjamin, Anna. Oh yeah, Rachel Okazie. A lot of you have been really, really active in the comments. Thank you so much for being right here with Being Real George. We keep it real here. We stay on facts and facts only. And thanks for thinking through with me on this analysis. This is something I would have done in my privacy. I will sit down and think through and analyze and say, okay, later I'll stay down and script and then I shoot a video. But sometimes so it's good to just come live and just think through these things with you guys too, and get to see what you guys are thinking while I am looking at the trend. Okay. I don't really do live streams a lot, but I will do live streams at least once every week in the weekend. So maybe what I plan for live streams is maybe in the weekend I pick whatever has been trending during the week, bring all of them together. Uh uh Imagine man of God calling someone Mumu. Yeah. So I'll carry all the things that have been trending during the week, make a slide presentation about it, then I come and talk about it on the weekend. So we get to analyze it together. So that's how I'll be doing live streams on the weekend, maybe on Saturday, maybe on Sunday. But if I'm doing it on a Sunday, it's gonna be your Friday. If I'm doing it on a Monday, because I'm doing this live stream right now on Monday here in China, this is it's 1 a.m. here in China. I know that you are in Sunday wherever you are watching me around the world, except you're watching me here in China as well. So yeah, that's how my live stream is gonna be. But during the week, of course, it's gonna be just videos. Then weekend is gonna be live stream, okay? Because I asked you guys if you like live stream or videos. Everyone wanted videos, so I was like, okay, videos it is. So live streams would be on the weekend, and then videos would be on the weekdays. So thank you everyone. Thank you, Didi. Didi says Imagine man of God calling someone mumu. Ah man, life itself it's funny, but that is Nigeria for you. That is it is what it is. So thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate you guys a whole lot. Right now I'll be signing off, and please have a wonderful Sunday. The school is just about the money. I have to go right now, Matthew, Charlie. So see you guys next time, and take good care of yourself. And au revoir.